showtime.
Yes, indeed, everybody. It is showtime. Welcome, everybody, to the show. I am your host, Robert, a.k.a. The Tall Man. This is my lovely co-host and wife, a.k.a. Mrs. Tall Man. Lisa, a.k.a. Mrs. Tall Man. Not that anyone ever calls her that.
Hello, everyone.
We are coming to you live from the SS Tall Man Mobile in Phoenix, Arizona. No, we are not at sea, unfortunately. We are on dry land, and we can't wait to get back out to the ocean. Hopefully, we'll have some announcements soon on our next cruise. Fingers crossed. We have so much going on in the cruise industry this week, and so we are going to get right to it. But before we get to the news, of course, we've got to show you a little bit of, we always call it balcony cam, but this is promenade cam. And so we want to welcome everybody, and there's a bunch of new people here. Hello, Hazel.
Hi,
and the rest of the family. I know you're all watching. They're hanging out with us. Maybe we'll have you on live in coming days.
Yep, that's a
coming
good idea.
weeks.
Yeah,
so
maybe.
I don't know. Come on over. Just come on in. Anyway, lots of going on in the news.
Here's the latest cruise news with your host, The Tall Man.
All right, we have a ton of news. First of all, let's go back and talk a little bit about Helene. First of all, we want to wish and pray and hope all those affected by Helene are getting some of their lives back together again. Helene was a devastating storm, not just for the coast where the eye hit, which was devastating to areas of Florida, but all the way up through the Carolinas, Tennessee, Georgia. The flooding has been absolutely historic. We have personal friends of ours that have been affected. Joe and Yvonne, we hope you guys are okay and your family. They sent us pictures and videos and things, and it just is just an historic storm when it comes to the rainfall and the flooding.
Just absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, it really is that far inland, and there's things that you don't expect. But just hope
just horrible.
Everybody's
so
doing okay.
if you're watching, please send some prayers for those affected. And there's been millions and millions of people affected by the storm, not just in the coast, but all the way inland. So unfortunately, there is more weather coming. That's why we decided to start this off. This is a 7-day look into the sort of Gulf of Mexico and Caribbean basin. There are a lot of little L's popping up. Now, again, this is a future forecast, and so it is 100% hard this far out to gauge whether or not one of these lows will develop into a tropical system. However, there will be tropical moisture associated with it one way or the other. As you see, as this loop ends here right about now, I missed it right there. There's another low that looks like it's going to go right about in the same area that Helene just went. So just please pay attention to the forecasts. Itineraries may have to alter, may have to change, and things like that. But it's this not just going on in the Gulf of Mexico, but over on the Mexico side, those cruise lines that go out of California and go south, there is another hurricane. There was one last week. Looks like another major storm is going to form. And again, this is just 7 days. If I did the 10 to 12 day loop, you will see that storm that's down there. It actually curves back up into Mexico, clipping the Baja. So, so there's some more weather coming in the next 7 days that are going to affect the cruise industry. So please pay attention to your local weather forecasters. If they don't cover the Caribbean, you can go on YouTube and check out The Weatherman on YouTube. You can check out Medio Mundo on YouTube, and the third person I can remember. Mike's
weather page, I think.
Mike's weather page, I think it is. They do a very good job of covering the Caribbean basin, and they're actual meteorologists, so they're going to give you a much better forecast than I can do. I'm just an enthusiast, not trained by the Meteorological Society or whatever you want to call it. But at least that gives you a little bit of a snapshot, okay? So let's address the next big thing in the news, at least that may affect the cruise industry and a lot of other things. Tonight at midnight, the union for the longshoremen are set to go on strike. Now, for those of you who don't know, we talked about this a little bit last week. The longshoremen is the group of people who move goods on and off ships, whether it's a cargo ship, whether it's a cruise ship. Again, not the porters. These are not the people that take your bags when you're getting out of your car. These are the people that put the bags on the ship. So the easiest way to describe, if it requires a forklift or a crane to pull a container off of a ship, that is what longshoremen do. And they have been in negotiation for months and months, trying to get higher wages. Significantly is what I feel, but that's not up to me, right? I don't know their lives and what they do and what pay should be, but I know I saw a report that they're looking for a $10 an hour raise. And I believe the average wage already is around 15, 16, 17 bucks or something like that. So if you're just reading it and thinking about it, to me, it seems rather steep. But again, we're not necessarily in a position to 100% judge. It just seems a little bit steep from the outset.
It's a huge increase is what it is.
It is
whether it's justified. I mean, is that what the wages should be? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a huge increase that they're asking for from what they're currently getting. And that's I think uncharted territory there.
It is, and it's going to have wide effects on not just the cruise industry, but remember, if it comes off a ship or goes on a ship, it's the longshoremen. So you have to remember a lot of the goods that we consume come from somewhere else, and they come here on container ships. And it's the longshoremen that take those container ships off the ship and then move them around the port until the trucking companies pick them up. And so cost of goods for things may also go up. And the longer the strike goes, the longer the effect is going to be, because ships can't get unloaded. So this could be a very, very, very huge thing that is going to affect us all, not just in the cruise industry, but everybody's daily life. So something to pay attention to. If this is news and you never heard of it, it is set to take place tonight at midnight if some sort of agreement isn't made here in the next few hours. Okay? So let's get into some of the regular news. Actually, before we do that, let's say hello to some people, right?
Let's do it.
First of all, if this is your first time joining our show, do us a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, become part of the Tall Man Clan. It is free to you, costs you absolutely nothing, and it really does help out the channel, and Lisa and I would sincerely appreciate it. We really, really would. So that being said, first one in tonight was Hazel.
Hey.
Welcome, Hazel. Welcome to the show. Mark, yep, port's going strike at midnight tonight. It will not be good. No, it will not. Roderick, what's up, my brother? How are you doing? We are doing well. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well as well. And here's the rest of Hazel's family. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Gina, good evening to you. Mamie Radar, welcome from New Mexico. How are you doing? We are just up the street, as you well know. Patricia, yep, Montreal ports are going to be affected. Yeah, there's going to be a ton of stuff affected. Because, look, a lot of ships will dock here, and then they go to other places. And so any place a ship may go carrying a container, if it's before and or after this United States, it's going to have some wide-reaching effects. It really is. And she says hello to everybody. Bev, welcome to you as well. How are you doing? Roderick's like, intro was off the chain tonight. A little bit of energy. Yeah.
A lot of missed popcorn.
Yeah, man, I didn't catch one piece tonight.
He set a new record in the wrong direction today.
I know. Last show, I did a new record for catching, 14 in a row. This one, I didn't get one. Hello, Macrina. How are you? And again, hi, Hazel. And she's like, yes, I want to come on the show. Absolutely. Hello, Ashley. Welcome. Kathy P. Hello. Welcome to you. Hi there, TMC. Happy Monday. Yes, hopefully your time in Arizona is going well, except the stupid weather. Oh, my good gosh.
It is so hot. Oh, my gosh.
Stupid hot. Let me do this. This is just annoying. So sorry. I got to fix that. There we go. That's a little better. So anyway, Mark, good evening to you, my friend. How are you tonight? Anyway, so let's say hello to a few people. Let's get to some of the news.
All right.
All right. So Alaska is also experiencing some kind of crappy weather too. So there's a bunch of ships that are having to miss Sitka. And this has sort of been an ongoing thing this past week, not just today. This news report came out today, but Royal Caribbean, Holland, and Silver Seas are having to skip Sitka because they can't get in.
Oh, wow. Well, we saw the post on our Facebook page from Charles that he was going up and had that rough weather there.
Yeah. So, so just sort of a rough kind of weather time right now.
Yeah, I think so.
But if you're going to Sitka in the next handful of days, be advised that you may end up having to skip that port because you just can't get in safely. The winds are blowing at 50 plus knots, which is about 60-ish miles an hour, and you can't safely dock a ship. You got to remember, a ship is really just a big sail. They're so big, and when the wind catches the side of it, it pushes it. And so, they crawl up to a dock very, very, very slow so they don't hit it. And when the winds are blowing that hard, it's hard to control the ship. So that is why. Now, subsequently, if it's ports where they're not going up to a dock and you have to tender, a tender is a small boat for those who are new to the cruise industry. The big boat stays out offshore, usually a mile or two, and then the small boats come next to the big ship, the cruise ship, and then you get off onto the small boat, and the small boat takes you in. Well, with winds this high, that means the seas are also high, and so if it's a tender port, you can't get off on a tender either. So
no, you can't. It's with the seas bouncing up and down, and you're trying to get onto a small boat. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. So, interestingly enough, I think this picture showed up on our Facebook group, but yet another tipping controversy going on Carnival, right? I mean, people, would you just please relax about tipping, right? Now the complaint is that it's not about tipping, it's about how they tip. It's just ridiculous. So somebody had posted a picture on John Hield's page on Facebook. Let me see if I have it here somewhere. There it is, right there. And these people were very creative. They took the money and they put it out on the bed saying thank you. I mean, how neat is that?
I would be happy to walk into a cabin that I was supposed to clean and see that.
Are you kidding me, right?
Yeah.
If you zoom in, and we're not going to do it here, but if you zoomed into the real picture, I think it was like 80-something bucks.
Nice. I didn't count it.
Which is amazing. What a great tip.
Yeah.
So the complaint is that this is, one, childish, and two, you've now just created more work for the cabin steward. Are you kidding me?
It's right out there in the open, just a swipe or two and you're done. So I don't think that's creating any more work. The ones that I do are the ones that say, oh, well, I leave money hiding in different places.
That's ridiculous.
Those are the ones that
Put it right
I
out
don't
there in
like.
the open.
Yeah, you don't want to make your cabin steward have to hunt it and look for it.
No, they don't have time for hunting.
They don't. And not only that, when you're leaving the cabin, it's not
wide
necessarily,
open.
Yeah, the doors are wide open. It's not necessarily your cabin attendant that's actually cleaning the room and taking out all the trash and everything that you've left behind. It could be somebody else. And so your cabin steward might not even get it.
Which is also possibly, there's the argument, just put it in an envelope or just hand it to your steward. Right, that way, it's going to them.
That
right?
is true.
But I think that's creative.
I do too.
And again, if I was a cabin steward and I walked in and saw that, I mean, that would just melt my heart.
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
I mean, very thoughtful. But come on, y'all. What do y'all think? I mean, leave it in the comments in the chat below. If you're watching the replay, leave a comment. But is that too much, or is that really cool? Should you just hand it to them? Or is that? I think that's acceptable right there.
I would love to
know.
see that. If I was in that position, I would love to see that.
Yeah, exactly. So leave a comment below what you think, and we're going to read on. We'll come back to your comments here in just a minute. Because of Helene, and some of this, I don't want to call it old news, but some of it just ended yesterday. There were a lot of ships affected by Helene. We're not going to go reading the list, but the last one was actually one of the Margaritaville at Sea ships. The Port of Tampa reopened on the 28th, which was 3 days after Helene went by there. But it brings in a lot of silt and sand, and so they got to get it out of the way so the ships can get in there. Well, I guess the Margaritaville at Sea ship has a little bit deeper draft. And it took until actually today for them to be able to get into port. So there have been a ton of ships who have altered itineraries, changed things, had cruises that were longer because they couldn't get to port, which means the next sailings are shorter. And so these are things that you just have to remember with weather. Related issues, specifically hurricanes, that it's not just about the storm going through today, but it may affect tomorrow, the next day, and the day after when it comes to ships being able to get back to their home ports because of what the storms can possibly do.
Right.
Yep. Yes, we'll get to that in a minute. All right. So, last floor port just reopened. Yep, we're talking about that.
Oh, I was just trying to tell you, you might want to take down the thank you.
Oh,
That's
thank
what I
you,
was trying to tell you.
thank you. Well, why, thank you.
Now I can lean over.
There's another one, but we'll bring that later. Yep, more delays. It's just a lot of stuff in the news. Actually, I think this was Charles, cruise ship. Charles, if you're out there, chime in. Were you on the Radiance of the Seas? Doing the Alaska cruise. Charles is one of our part of the Tall Man Clan, and he has posted some pictures on our Facebook group. If you are not part of our Facebook group, everybody, just go here. It is free, obviously. It's Facebook. It is a group. It is private, so you do have to answer the 2 questions. Again, the first one is, what's the first cruise you've ever been on? If you've never been on a cruise, like Hazel, if you've never been on a cruise, just write none or upcoming. Just put something in there. But the second question is just agreeing to the rules, and that's being nice and no spam. If you don't answer the questions, it just declines you and denies you. So just answer the questions and go in there. But Charles posted some pictures in there about weather and things, but he'd also mentioned there was some sickness on board.
Yes, he did.
And he seemed to insinuate that it could have possibly been salmonella and or norovirus, because they have very similar symptoms. But anyway, it has been reported that 167 passengers on the Radiance of the Seas doing an Alaska cruise have had norovirus type symptoms, meaning diarrhea, cramps, headaches, vomiting, stuff like that. And so hard to tell if it's salmonella and or norovirus, because they're very similar, but because of which they've pulled, I think, chicken off the menu while they clean and do everything else. And so, and this was just from a few days ago. So we hope all those people are doing well. But if it is norovirus, we talked a little bit about this before, norovirus is highly contagious, but it stems from not washing your hands. That's where it comes from.
No washy-washy, no yummy-yummy.
So just wash your hands thoroughly a lot.
Yeah, and not even just before you eat. You know, if you've been out and about, touching the handrails and the stairs, you just go wash your hands.
Yeah.
Just, be safe.
Just wash your hands.
Yeah,
that will stop the spread
vacation.
of norovirus.
You don't want to ruin your vacation.
Yes.
You don't want to be sick on your
exactly.
vacation.
All right, so let's catch up with some of the comments from people.
All right.
And whoever gave us a thumbs down, I hope your children are born naked. I'm just kidding. All right, Justina, welcome. Macrina says, people pay the tips. Ugh. In this case, it isn't about paying or not paying. It's about how they pay. It's crazy. Anyway, cabin stewards would gladly pick up the bills, but don't hide it. Yeah, exactly. Don't hide it. Exactly. The person that complained, this is from Patricia, needs to mind their business. I know, right? Just people complain.
Yeah, you can't make everybody happy.
Hello, Tuesday. It's Monday. Kuna says, extra I hand directly to them. I get a warm smile from them. Exactly. So we do the same thing. We hand it directly to them. But, to each their own. If you want to be creative and do that, I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's not everybody. Some people are a little bit embarrassed or shy about doing that and don't want the attention or publicity, and that's perfectly fine to do that. But others, like you just appreciate seeing the smile and the gratitude, and either way is great.
Yeah, I agree 100%. 100%. All right, Ashley says, it's a cute idea, but I do hand it to my steward on the last night of the cruise, just in case I don't see them on debarkation morning. It's exactly what we do. Amy says, it's cool, could depend on the relationship you develop with your steward. I agree. Amy also says, I also hand mine to them on the last night. Okay, there you go. Gina says, in hotels, You have to leave a note so the cleaning person can take it. I do not see why you cannot on a ship. That was a cute gesture. In this case, it's not about taking it or not taking it. Obviously, it was left for them. But I understand for hotels, some people, like when I do it, if we stay in a hotel, which is very rarely these days because we have our RV everywhere with us. But, if I have change, I'll leave the change out, while we're staying there. Now, if we've checked out and I leave the change behind, I have always insinuated that is a note to them that it's theirs to take because...
Or just expected that they would take it.
Yeah, because we've left it behind. The rest of
checked out.
Yeah, checked out and are gone. So anyway, my first cruise is on Saturday on the Firenze. A strike? Seriously? Well... Congratulations on your first cruise on the Firenze. Hopefully you got to see some of our videos, so you're going to hit that ship a professional on what that ship looks like.
I had so much fun on the Firenze.
I know.
Yeah.
And if you're new to the channel and you didn't see so, we have a whole playlist. We have covered that ship from top to bottom, left to right, front to back. So you can check that all out. But yeah, enjoy the Firenze. And yes, a strike. In the end, I think for if they do strike, and the strike lasts more than a week or two, it's going to take a couple weeks for the cruise industry to figure it out. Basically, they're just going to hire, in my opinion, they're just going to hire people to drive the forklifts that are certified to get in there because the cruise lines they're going to sail.
They're going to sail.
They're going to sail.
It may take a little bit longer because you're...
To load and unload.
Yeah, because there's people that are, doing things that they've never done before. And, when you do something for the first time, it usually takes a little bit longer. After you've done it a while, you get that efficiency, the speed and efficiency. But, I wouldn't worry too much about your cruise. The cruise line's going to make sure that the ship sails.
Yeah. And according to Miami Radar, there was a statement from the union that they are going to support the cruise ships.
Okay.
So maybe the strike is more, if you will, at least...
Freight,
which is bigger.
I hadn't heard
than the cruise industry.
any specifications on whether it was one or the other or both, but that's good. That's good.
Hello, Nurse Tara. How are you? And she says hello to everybody. Hope you're doing well. Roderick says, you will enjoy the Firenze. My wife and I were there 3 weeks ago. There you go. Cook them up. They work very hard and make sure our stay/vacation is enjoyable, right? Exactly. All right, so let's move on to some more news, okay?
Right.
And we'll come back to the comments here in a couple minutes. So, next bit of news, talking about complainers. People are now complaining that Carnival has their Christmas decorations, out too long. And that has created quite a kerfuffle. I'm like, what?
Have they gone into a supermarket, not a supermarket, but a boxed goods store like a Walmart or a... They've already got Christmas stuff out and it's not even Halloween yet.
This is another one. Are you kidding me? Right? You heathens. They're like you said, there's stores that these days put stuff out in September, for gosh sakes.
Yeah. I personally like to enjoy each holiday. I like to have Halloween when it's Halloween. I like to have Thanksgiving when it's Thanksgiving. I like to have Christmas when it's Christmas.
But look, here's the schedule. In response to that, they put out the schedule of when the ships are going to be decorated. Here it is, everybody. Here is the Carnival decoration. So the Carnival Luminosa on the 24th, the Splendor on the 25th, the Conquest and Firenze on the 29th, the Magic, Panorama, Paradise, and Valor on the 30th, the Horizon, Liberty, Legend, and Radiance on the 1st, the Breeze, Freedom, and Sunshine on the 2nd. You can see it right there. The Elation and the Sunrise on the 5th, the Glory, Miracle, and Venezia on the 6th, the Jubilee, Mardi Gras, and Spirit on the 7th, and the Celebration, Dream, Pride, and Vista on the 8th. I mean, that's just before Thanksgiving time, if you will, and through the holidays. How is that not acceptable to people? How is that something to complain about?
Maybe it's on the backside. Maybe they feel that they leave them out too long.
They take them down. No, this was about putting them out too early.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I just don't. Guys, is it too much or is it too little? Or I'm sorry, is it too much or do you think it's okay? Right? I mean, they start putting the decorations out on the 24th, and it usually takes a couple days to get them all out because it's a big ship, and they put out, a decent amount of decorations. But it's not over the top, and it's not everywhere. So for those who don't celebrate Christmas, and I understand there's a lot of different nationalities out there, but they're holiday decorations. They're not. I wouldn't call them Christmas. Like Christmas is a Christian holiday, if you will, but so we understand there's Muslims and there's Jewish folks, and again a lot of different nationalities and religious beliefs that come on cruise ships, but they're holiday decorations, and they're to bring and uplift your spirit. So I don't know, is the first one coming out on the 24th of November? Is that just too early, or should it be later? Again, leave your ideas down there in the comments and in the chat. We'll read them here in just a minute. And again, moving on. Oh, big news! About 90 minutes ago, it was just reported. Finally, Villa V is at sea. Everybody. Congratulations. We're gonna. I'm not sure if it'll focus in or not. Let's see. They have accepted aboard their first 100 passengers and have officially begun their cruise, which is a 3.5 year, well, probably 3 year now, circumnavigation of the globe. It is a full-time residency ship. For those who haven't heard, if you're new to our channel, we've been covering them for quite a while, and they were supposed to launch in May, but there's been a series of unfortunate delays, and they just pulled out of Belfast just a little while ago, sort of in the middle of the night, without much fanfare, no fireworks, no nothing. In fact, the weather was kind of crappy. It was cold and raining, but they are on their way to France, which is their first stop. So
exciting. So happy for them.
So congratulations, Villa V, for staying through it and sticking to your guns, and I know it cost you a lot of extra money, but again, congratulations. We are looking forward to hearing so much more about what goes on this new residency cruise line. So congratulations,
Absolutely.
everybody.
Good job, guys.
So, yep. All right, let's get to some of the comments because we've got some more stuff coming.
All right.
The Down Under Cruisers, welcome. Good day, mate. How are you?
Welcome.
Welcome from Australia. Good to see you guys.
Absolutely.
We are doing well. We hope you are well, too. We personally were not affected by Helene because we're currently in Phoenix. Our home, where we have a brick and mortar house, it is in Florida, but it is inland, so we were not affected at all. Our family who lives there, they just got some rain and weather again. They were not affected, but we do have other, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, friends who are from North Carolina who have received the bad end of the flooding.
Yes, they did.
Outside of their house, they have a couple of buildings on property. All but the house is gone. Their barn, their tiny home, their RV, their livestock, their chickens. I mean, it's all gone. But they're safe. All those are things, and things can be replaced.
Yes, things can be replaced.
Life cannot, and I know we sit here in the confines of our RV, and we haven't dealt with that, and I know people deal with tragedy like this differently, but please just hold on to the fact that life is precious. It cannot be replaced, and we know 40-plus people lost their lives in this storm, which is horribly sad, and mostly not where the eye came through. It was mostly due to the flooding inland.
Torrential rains and mudslides and just wreaked havoc.
I really hope, and this is something Lisa and I talk about all the time. Being from Florida, obviously we see a lot of hurricanes that crisscross the state and stuff, but people inland a lot of times don't give it a lot of thought, and hopefully the end result of this storm is people may pay a little bit more attention to hurricanes in their paths when they hit inland, because when they go inland, if they stall, they're going to dump tremendous amounts of water, and that causes century style storms, flooding. There's just some places that are having water that they haven't seen in over 100 years. So anyway, okay, moving on. Patricia's like, bah humbug. Macrino says Costco has their stuff out in September, in Halloween in July. I know, right?
Yeah.
And cruise ships on the 24th of November. I mean, God, stop complaining, right? Do people think it takes a few hours to decorate a ship? No, it takes a few days. It really does. Because there's a lot of stuff that they do, and again, these are big ships. I mean, it's not like your home where you have your tree and a few decorations that you put out. Even that takes people a few days, right? So imagine trying to do it to a cruise ship. And so, but yeah, I don't. Well, we were on a cruise last year in the Christmas time, and it took them, I think it was 3 days to get all their stuff up.
Yeah, it took a while. Yeah.
Yep. So anyway. Karina says, I have a neighbor who has had the Halloween lights and decorations out since mid-August.
We saw a lot of that
Yeah.
when we were driving through Ohio to get here. It was still daylight.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a little much, but, November 24th for Christmas/holiday decorations? I don't know. Sorry. Bev says, Christmas is out in the stores already, but I'm looking forward to having the chance to cruise sometime during the holidays. But it's beautiful. Yeah, if you don't want to pay the holiday prices, right, don't go Thanksgiving, don't go on Christmas, but go in between. The prices are a little bit lower, and you get to take advantage in seeing all the holiday decorations that they put out. It's quite beautiful. I mean, we streamed on the Mariner from one of their alcoves that overlooked the promenade, and you could see the tree and all the decorations. It was absolutely beautiful.
we actually got to kind of broadcast the tree lighting ceremony, if you will. That was totally unexpected, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had no idea they were doing it that night. We set up, and all of a sudden there was this gathering. What's going on? It's like the tree lighting. And so we clicked go early and caught the tree lighting ceremony for you guys. It was kind of a fun thing. So anyway, moving on. Roderick says, I know. Really? I know. Really? I just don't get it. Tom says, Upside Down Pineapple says Merry Christmas so well. Oh my good gosh. Roderick smiling. Yeah. The decorations are only in a few areas, not everywhere. Usually atrium, dining room, and a few of the common areas. Exactly. So they're not in your rooms. They're just in some of the public spaces. Usually the theaters too. They have a few things in the theater.
Yeah, they usually have a tree and some garland and stuff. Yeah.
Patricia says, time to faint for Villa V. Right? I mean, again, just really. I don't know if any of them pay attention to our channel or whatever, and it seems like we harass them, and it's not meant to harass them and whatever. It's just been this ongoing saga, and I just truly deep down feel they just got the short end of the stick. Because they made them recertify the ship as though it was like a brand new build, even though the ship is 20 some odd years old. And they just kept on with problem after problem after problem after problem, which delays and delays and delays. And it not only hurt Villa V as a company, but the passengers. It just was a mess. So
But you know what? That ship is safe.
Yeah.
That thing has been through so many certifications.
Certified brand new.
Yes.
Anxious to board. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, you're going to have a fantastic time. And he says watched all the videos. So, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Glad you enjoyed them. Yeah. Kathy B says, I'm with you, Lisa. Celebrate the holidays, the month of the holidays. Right?
Yeah.
Ashley says, say hi to my hometown for me. I'll be there Thanksgiving week. Oh, excellent. Nice. We'll be gone by then, but, Yeah. Down Under Cruisers are talking to Tom, says, Upside Down Pineapples, are you the right way up for us?
That's funny.
Right? Oh, Patricia says, my Christmas is still up since last year. I do not decorate in my bedroom. I use it as a reading light. I've been threatening my mother for years to not tear down the Christmas tree and just put a sheet over it and just leave it there all the time, because we've got like this 12-foot tree that sits in. It's rough.
It takes 3 days just to put the tree up.
Oh, it's crazy.
1 day to get it up.
10,000 lights.
Out, and then that's next day for the lights, and then the next day for the ornaments.
My Christmas tree is like Christmas Vacation. When we turn it on, all the rest of the lights in the neighborhood dim.
We like a lot of lights on our tree.
Darn, Christmas trees hate missing words. Yeah, I know. It's okay. Macrina says, I do not understand how people find all this extra time for all their negativity in life. Oh, my God. I know there's enough crap going on in the world that, but, people will just find a way to complain about absolutely everything. Yeah. When the Christmas decorations go up, when they come down, how you leave your tip for people. Who the cares? I'm just saying, it's a crock of that. Just really, it's got my blood boiling this weekend. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Okay, speaking of blood boiling and crap, so guys, we've talked about this the last 2 weeks. There was some vloggers that were on a Royal Caribbean ship, Matt and Abby Howard, who have millions of followers. And they had originally posted they decided to leave their kids in their cabin by themselves and go out to dinner. But they had their little baby monitor and stuff, quote unquote, and they went out to dinner. So that, like in the first hour of their post, oh my gosh, it just absolutely exploded and they took all kinds of heat. So they took down their post. A week later, they put up another post. We talked about this last week, where they recanted their actual first statement saying, no, they weren't alone. We actually had family with us, and the family were in the rooms. We find that's a crock of crap. They're just trying to do damage control. However, in a strange and interesting twist, Royal Caribbean has now stepped in the strangest of ways, and have now banned baby monitors.
Oh, interesting.
And I don't think it's because of what they did. They were sort of mentioned in this particular article, but they claim because it could mess up with communications of the ship.
Interesting.
Which again is an absolute crock of. It's a crock of that. Why? Because you're using Wi-Fi apps, you're using Bluetooth devices that all function the same exact way baby monitors do.
Videos. I mean, that's all it is. It's video and audio.
It's a Wi-Fi feed from one device to another.
Yeah.
No different than Bluetooth.
Interesting. But they're banned now.
Interesting. They are now banned on Royal Caribbean ships. I want to know what you think about that. Banning baby monitors on ships. Leave it in the chat below.
That is interesting.
Right? Now, speaking of Royal Caribbean and banning, they have backed up a couple of steps on their banning the power cubes.
Oh, okay.
If you've missed this, power cubes, we talk about them. You can't bring a surge protector on a ship or an extension cord. If you have a CPAP and you need an extension cord, technically you need to use one of theirs or get yours pre-approved. However, you can use non-powered power cubes. It's just a little square, and I don't have one handy. I probably should have grabbed it. You can plug it into one outlet, but it usually will give you 3 or 4 more outlets, okay? But it's non-powered, not like a surge protector. They have banned them, claiming that it puts a strain on their electrical systems, okay? However, they are backing up just slightly. They are banned. However, you can bring a power cube that is nothing but USB outlets.
Interesting.
So if you want to plug that device into one of the plugs, like your phone, your tablets, I mean, so many of the things that we do plug in are actually USB charging devices.
Yeah, very true.
And so you can bring a power cube that, again, it can't have outlets. It can only be USB charging ports.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
So they just backed up just a little bit. So speaking of which, in response to all of that, Carnival will not be banning power cubes.
Okay.
Right? So just Royal Caribbean. And I don't want to make assumptions, but if Royal Caribbeans do it, maybe Celebrity gets included in that because they're sister brands.
They are sister brands, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. We'll just have to keep our eye on that.
Yeah. But Carnival will not be banning power cubes. So here's an interesting thing. I find this interesting, and I don't know if any of you remember this. We didn't cover it because we really weren't doing cruise news too much early this year. But there was a bomb hoax on a Carnival cruise ship at the beginning of the year. Not recently, the beginning of the year. In January, I believe January 11th, this young man, a 19-year-old out of Michigan, I think sent an email to the cruise lines thinking he heard there was a bomb on one of their ships. I believe it was the Sunrise. And of course, bomb hoaxes are taken seriously.
Absolutely.
I mean, seriously. In fact, there are laws and statutes about this. In fact, Section 35 of Title 18, the U.S. Department of Justice Criminal Resources Manual, this is not acceptable. Anyway, this gentleman has been indicted, and he faces like 5 years in prison and fines, as well as paying restitution to all the agencies that were involved in clearing this ship.
Wow.
What I find interesting that it's September, or basically let's just call it October, and they're now just announcing his indictment. Did it take that long to figure it out? I mean, I believe they knew who this kid was a long time ago, but they're just now announced that this man's in trouble.
Wow, that took a while.
Yeah, 5 years is. I don't know if that's for a bomb hoax. So, anyway, that came out in the news this week too. Again, also, if you didn't know, San Juan in Puerto Rico, they are getting some upgrades to their cruise port. And this is phase one of what they want to be a multi-phased process where they're actually going to be adding some more piers and doing some things. That has not been solidified yet, by the way. But they're just literally put the shovel into the dirt for the first time. This first stage is about $100 million revitalization, where they're going to be improving some buildings, building some new buildings, fixing some of the piers, and doing some stuff like that. So that got underway just a couple of days ago. So congratulations,
Very nice,
Puerto Rico.
San Juan.
Yep. So let's get back to some of your comments. Anxious to board. I'm with you, Lisa. Tom Berg. I got to back up, everybody. Roderick says, stop complaining. What you don't have, to be grateful what you have. What you have, and be grateful for what you have. Yes, exactly. Karina says, I have a doctor who has their tree up all year. They just take the major stuff off of it. Well, we know a lot of people, they just call them holiday trees. And, they'll decorate the tree for Easter. They'll decorate it for just different things throughout the year, 4th of July. But the tree stands, they just take off the specific holiday decorations and replace them with whatever the next holiday is coming up.
Birthday trees, they'll put little balloons and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. That's pretty good. I mean, that's a good idea, but, whatever. The Down Under Cruiser says, we don't have a tipping policy down under. We believe that we should not be supplementing the worker's salary. A tip is given to someone who earns it for services rendered, not an expectation. And that is, it's that way around many of the areas of the globe. Over in Europe, there's a lot of countries over there where tipping is not expected either. It's built into their salary, if you will, and they don't expect it at all because they just don't do it there. As far as the cruise industry goes, it is an expectation because it's built in and factored as part of it, right? Because the cruise lines pay these guys about this much, and the tipping is factored in as part of their pay. Now, mind you, your $14, $15, $16, $17, $18 a day, whatever it is, every cruise line's different these days. If you're staying in suites, it's more. If you're staying, down in steerage, it's less. But a fraction of each dollar goes to somebody different. Right, the bartenders and the wait staff and this, and everybody gets a little piece of it. But ultimately, the bigger controversy that rears its ugly head every 6 months or so is sort of to your point. Why is that just not built into the cost of the cruise to begin with? Why is it separated? Just build it in, raise their pay, and move on with it. And to your point, Down Under Cruisers, if you then wanted to give them a little extra something, just like sort of the story, then great, give them a little extra something. But the way that the system is set up now, tips are extra, the gratuities, and it's just something that we all pay extra, if you will. So, Mamie says, could be a liability thing. Yeah, it could be. Who knows? I don't know. Patricia says, why do they honestly need, you're talking about the baby monitor thing, sorry. Why do they honestly need a monitor, since it's the responsibility of the parents, should be there always? Agreed, and maybe that's the point of the ban, right? I mean, you shouldn't be leaving your kids alone, period. They have the kids area, which has babysitting. Now, mind you, on summer cruises, those babysitting areas get filled up. You have to make reservations ahead of time. But maybe that's their way of trying to curtail the potential of a parent leaving a child alone in the cabin.
It could be, but you know what? We were talking, I don't know, a month or so ago about how these days Carnival has changed their policy. So you can have mom and dad in one cabin and then the kids in another cabin. And, you know, if I was in that situation, I think that, would you stop?
It was moving again. I turned it off and it's moving again, so I had to fix
I
it.
tried to say something, you had that little camera going crazy.
It's not me. It just goes crazy on its own. Stinking camera.
But well, I turn around and you're making faces at it.
I'm like, talk to that one. But we're back here.
Every time. Yeah, but, you know, a baby monitor would be a great idea in those circumstances. If you've got mom and dad in one cabin and you've got, you know, kids in another, you can kind of keep an eye on them and make sure they're not sneaking out when they're supposed to be in bed. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That would be...
But we're talking about more for older kids, right? You know,
yes,
so
yes, for older kids.
Right, you've got the 15-year-old staying in a cabin that's 2 cabins away.
Well, heck, I know.
Put a baby monitor up there and don't let them know about it.
I know people that installed security alarms on their homes not to keep people from breaking in, but to keep their kids from sneaking out.
From breaking out.
Yeah, and so in that case, if those are, you know, your kids, that might be a good idea. I don't know.
Right? I don't know.
Definitely not for kids. I mean, for babies.
Yeah.
Definitely not for babies. You don't want to leave your babies alone. But if they're, you know...
Shame.
Yeah, if they're 13, 14, whatever, and like to sneak out and do things they shouldn't be doing. Then,
right.
You know, I don't see harm in having it that way, but...
I don't know either.
I don't know. Thoughts, anyone?
Yeah. The problem is they're going to the lowest dangling fruit here. It's not about the 13, 14, 15-year-olds. It's about the 1-year-olds. Yeah. That, you know.
Well, and I totally agree.
People who are...
Yeah, you never want to do that. You never want to leave your babies alone.
Yeah. Macrina says, a baby monitor would work like a walkie-talkie, right? They don't ban those, or those aren't popular anymore. No, they're not. Why? Because the apps on our phones do the same thing that the walkie-talkies used to do.
And quite honestly, before they had the apps, we actually bought walkie-talkies and tried them, and they were worthless.
Yeah. All the ones we bought, we've tried 2 or 3 different kinds, and they just didn't work. It wasn't communicating through the steel of the ship.
Yeah.
You know, she was up on deck 15, and I was on deck 5, and hello? Hello? Are you hearing me? Come on!
And all you hear is...
Yeah, didn't work. I don't.
No.
I know for a lot of people used to use them and have great luck with them. We just never found a set that worked for us.
Yeah, like you said, we tried several different brands and we couldn't find any that worked.
Macrina says his prison sentence is not long enough. I don't know. I think it's fair for a couple of reasons. One, it's going to take 5 years of this kid's life. So if he's, I don't know when the court case will be, but he was 19 when he committed it. Let's say he's 20. He's going to be in jail until he's 25. But not just that. He's going to have a federal crime in his record for the rest of his life. This is going to be something that follows him forever. Employment, everything. And so this one moment of sheer stupidity is going to affect this gentleman for the rest of his life. And again, rightfully so. I mean, there's how ridiculous and childish. But I think 5 years is, I don't know. What do y'all think? Should it be more than 5 years? Again, leave it in the chat.
You know, I look at some of the sentences from some of the other crimes. You know, burglary and assault and battery and murder and things like that. So, I mean, when you're looking at those different kinds of sentences, I think 5 years is probably fair, probably reasonable.
Snack.
Because popcorn wasn't enough.
No, I couldn't catch any of the popcorn, and I can't get it because it's over there.
Well, you could ask me to pass it to
Well,
you.
you were talking.
I was talking.
Mid-show snack, everybody. Everybody grab your snack. We got green apple. Oh, my God, it's so good. Would you like a bite? Okay.
Now my teeth will be green.
Yeah, that's all right. Elaine says,
It is really good.
they are probably calling the baby monitor ban a prevention control to stop others from leaving children unattended.
I suspect that's what it is as well.
Internally, but that's not what the press release was about communications. Mm-hmm. It's going to mess with communications. No, it's not. It's for what Elaine said. It's to keep people from leaving their children unattended.
Yeah, that's my suspicion.
Ashley says, good to know about Carnival and the Power Cubes. Thank you. I was wondering, I will be on the Carnival Radiance on Halloween. Yeah, bring your cubes. They're not going to do it. Patricia says, people leaving babies in cars to go play bingo. Yeah, in Canada. Older children at least have a voice and can seek help if needed. That is correct. Right? Little babies can't. Green apple licorice. Oh, it's really good. It's so good.
Yeah, it's good.
Look at this, y'all. we got licorice for days, man. Months. Years. Well, months. All right. Let's continue. Star Princess. Congratulations, Princess. The Star Princess has hit water for the first time. They've had their floating out ceremony.
Yay.
So the Star Princess is the next cruise ship for Princess to be coming out, and it has hit water for the very first time. So congratulations. MSC is debuting some new eateries coming up on the World America. They've just signed a deal with Eataly, Eataly, Eataly. And yes, it is Italian. Go figure. And so the world, Europa is also going to get this restaurant, even though it's already out. They're going to do some rehab on it or whatever and get the restaurant in there.
Oh, nice.
And so also on the new ship, they're going to have a new Greek restaurant, which is awesome. We love Greek food.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely love Greek food. It's going to be called Paxos.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. So
Looking forward to that.
yeah, there's going to be 19 different dining venues on the World America.
Wow.
There'll be 2 of them that are exclusive to the Yacht Club. The others are, of course, the Eataly, Paxos, to include 5 other specialty restaurants, 4 main dining rooms, 2 buffets, and again, as I mentioned, the 2 restaurants in the Yacht Club. So, yep.
Nice.
Yep. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Eataly. I can't wait to taste that.
Right?
We're going on the World America. So this one's funny. So most of you have cruised recently know that as you're checking in on the apps or on the websites, whatever it is, prior to cruising, that you need to sort of submit a photo for security, right, for the security reasons. And again, you're usually using your phone, and a little circle comes up, and you sort of put your face in the circle and then take the picture, and then it approves it. But typically the circle is a certain size, and there's more parts of the photo. And I don't know about you, but I personally have always assumed that it's just taking the part that you have in the little circle, right? Because that's what's being outlined, and when you confirm, that's all you see is what's in the circle. Well, I don't know if it's different on the rest of the cruise lines, but on Virgin, that's not the case.
Oh, my.
So this girl from England, young girl, about to go on a cruise. I don't know why she chose this moment in time, but takes a shower, gets out of the shower, dried off, hair still wet, but, dried off, and takes that moment when she was butt naked to take her picture. Just her face in the circle, but again, there's more to the picture. And, of course, sends it off, thinking the same way I would have thought, that it's just her face in the picture that's getting captured. No.
Oh, my.
A couple weeks later, she gets a nasty gram. Hey, stop sending us these photos. Because she was butt naked, and it was in the photo. So, guys, gals, if you're doing the little pictures for pre-security things, please have some clothes on.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That makes me scared of like my cell phone and the computer.
Yeah.
It makes me scared now.
Yeah. Well, we don't tend to take photos when we're
No,
naked.
I mean, that's true, but still,
Oh my God. There's been another horrible rumor from Carnival
What's that?
that they're closing down the Carnival Kitchen.
Oh no. A lot of people like the Carnival Kitchen.
They're not.
Oh, okay. It's just a rumor.
Horrible rumor.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how these things get started, but Carnival is not closing down the Carnival Kitchen. Okay, it's staying. Okay. We haven't talked about this in a while, but we've brought this up on other shows a while ago that the SS United States, which is a cruise liner from years past, it's not been sailing for a very, very long time, but it is docked up in Pennsylvania. It's been there for, I don't know, 30 years now, 20, 25, 30 years. And they're in a legal battle because they haven't been paying the fees to keep it there. And it takes a lot of money. It really does. Anyway, they have been told that they had to leave it at a certain time. Anyway, long story short, they have the court has reversed their decision and have forced both parties into mediation to come up with an amicable solution to the problem. I don't know if it'll solve the problem, but ultimately it's giving the foundation that is set to help support this ship more time to raise the money or whatever money is needed so they can either keep it there or move it somewhere else.
Wasn't that like the fastest liner
At-
ever
at-
for
at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah, at the time. So, anyway, guys, we've talked about this before. You are getting your wish. Carnival is expanding their cruise options from Jackson and Galveston. They're now going to be offering much longer cruises.
Jackson or Jacksonville?
Jacksonville.
Okay.
Did I say Jackson?
You said Jackson.
Jacksonville and Galveston.
Nice.
And so, up to like 11-day cruises. So you're going to be
Wow.
able to get to do Eastern and Western and maybe even a Southern. But that this stretches out into the 2027 season, guys. And so for those who do sail out of Galveston, which I know a lot of you guys watching do, you're going to have some options for some different itineraries now.
That's awesome. I know you guys have been wanting some different
Yep.
itineraries, so that's great. That's great
Yep,
news.
absolutely. Let's catch up with some of these comments here. Macrina says, it is going to give birth to copycat threats, hence more years to help stave that off. I understand. Make the example of the one and hope that keeps off the other. But again,
Yeah, that makes sense.
understanding that it's not just about the 5 years, it's about the restitution this man's going to have to pay. It'll probably get into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Plus, it will have screwed his life up forever. Truthfully. I mean, any job, and they pull a background, they're going to see a federal crime. Yeah, I mean, his life choices now have been severely altered because of one moment of, hey, this will be cute. No, it's not cute. Ever. So, anyway. Roderick has a question. Any new updates on the Carnival FIVP? I don't know. Have they been making changes that we've missed somewhere along the way? I don't know.
Yeah, we've kind of had our nose buried in work.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if there have been changes, then we have totally missed that.
Yeah. So our answer is I don't know of anything yet, but we do keep our nose into the news a little bit. So if we hear
try.
something, we'll let you know. Sometimes they sneak things in, which we're about to talk about here in just a minute anyway. Macrina says, well, it is Virgin Cruises 18 plus. Bow chicka bow wow. And she also says Carnival Kitchen only on Panorama is being repurposed per John Heald, I believe.
So I guess
believe-
that's probably how the rumor got
The rumor
started.
started.
Then just one.
Yeah.
Okay. And then somebody just said it's all.
Yep. No. Okay.
Glad to hear it's not all.
Speaking of Carnival and being sneaky and quiet, they're messing with Fahrenheit 555, everybody.
Yes, they are.
They've changed the menu. They've decreased the amount of offerings. And not just decreased the amount of offerings, they've decreased the portion size that you get, all while raising the price about 15%. So it's gone from $42 to $49. and your portions have been dramatically decreased. Lisa's got a couple pictures here.
Yeah, so the first one is
Here's a shot of the cheesecake. Hopefully you can see that. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. Let me go here. Of course, it's still moving. Oh my God! I'm going to throw that camera out. I swear to God. There you go.
That's about a half a slice of a cheesecake.
Yep. So it's about half the size that it used to be, right? For your sides, you get basically a tablespoon of potatoes and 1 carrot, if those are what your choices are.
Yeah, I didn't see a picture of that, but this is the toppings for your loaded baked potato.
Not much bigger than a thumbnail.
But what I had heard from several people was that the sides portions now, your mashed potatoes is a tablespoon of mashed potatoes, and your carrots, you get 1 carrot. So there you go.
I don't think that's cool. I mean, they raised the price, but they've decreased what you get.
Oh, and they don't apparently do the pesto butter anymore.
No,
they don't do that.
By the way, the reasoning was food waste.
Yes.
Right. I remember we had a conversation with Macrina about the specialty restaurants. It's not like you're at home. You can't take, or you could, I guess, your leftovers. I don't think they have a way to do that.
Well, you could take it,
but what are you going to do with
eat
it?
Cold.
Yeah, because there's no microwaves, and you can't take it back to the kitchen and have them reheat it. They're not going to do that for health reasons. And so, whatever you don't eat, it just gets thrown away. And so that was their reasoning behind decreasing the portions, because people are not eating all the food. But I feel you've paid for that, and you've paid pretty good for that. And
you have, and not everybody that goes into Fahrenheit 555 is going to eat a big chunk of meat. A lot of people will go in for the sides.
Yep.
And so, if you go in and you pay for your mashed potatoes and your carrots, and you get a tablespoon of mashed potatoes and a carrot, and that's what you had planned on eating, and that's all they serve you.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll have like meal-sized portions instead of, I don't know.
Poop. I think that's poop. I really do. I can understand decreasing a menu because they're trying to make things a little more streamlined. Okay. Obviously, an announcement would have been nice.
An announcement should have been.
So for those who,
I would think,
like say they were removing whatever they were deciding to remove. And that happened to be the one thing that you love to eat when you go there. And I certainly would like to know before I go there.
Exactly, because
so
that's
I don't
why you
go.
go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Why pay the money if you're not going to get the menu that you had expected and the portions that you had expected?
Yes. Correct.
Make an announcement first.
Yep. Now, mind you, it has been $49 for a little while. That just didn't happen. But the point is, they've raised the price recently and now decreasing the offerings, but more importantly, the portion sizes. Again, the reasoning behind it was because of food waste.
Yes.
So, I don't know. What do y'all think about it? I just paying them. I don't know. For $49, I'm expecting a nice big plate of food. Whether I eat it or not is my business. I don't know. What do y'all think? I don't want that to seem entitled, this, that, or whatever, but you're paying to go to the specialty restaurant, and you're used to, a certain class of service, certain way the food is because you've gone there before. And I know things change in life. I get that. But raising prices and decreasing portions, I just don't think that's right. I just don't think that's right at all. Let me know what you think down there in the comments. Patricia says, sliver of cheesecake. Yep.
Yeah, tiny little slice.
Macrina says, I mentioned Fahrenheit 555. It's been $49 for a while. Yeah, I know it has been, but it's recent. The sides are listed on the meal, but you can order any sides and as much as you want. and of course, that is correct. So if you want to change the sides, and if you eat it all, you can always ask for more, right? Which I guess is still okay, right?
I seem to remember the last time we went in there, didn't we? We had like limitations. You can only order 2 of this and 1 of that. Wasn't?
But
was
like
that-
anything else, even in the main dining room, if you've finished something and you want a little more, you can ask for that. And that's not a bad way to do it, right? Because at least you're not throwing it away.
Well, that's true.
But
I mean, if they will absolutely, bring more if you ask for it, then I'm fine with that. But the way that it was presented was, that's what you're getting. So I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I don't know what cruises we're going to do here in the fall, but if it's Carnival, we'll go into Fahrenheit 555 and we'll find out for ourselves.
Yes, we will.
Yep. So, Macrina goes on to additionally add, the cheesecake was a full size last week. That is a test on a couple of ships, but small sides are always on each dish. But you can add any sides. We had 2 sides each last week. Macrina, this is actually news that came out after your cruise, and so it wouldn't have been affected. And yes, they are testing it quietly on a few of the ships to see what happens. And so that's why we have these conversations, because they're testing to see what the response is in platforms like this. What does everybody want to see? Now, again, I understand proportion control if you want more, right? And so, in fact, Bev says the same thing. I can understand a smaller portion, but for a smaller price. But free or cheap seconds. Exactly. If you want more carrots or more mashed potatoes or whatever the side is, you should be able to get that, Well, for instance, if you order a baked potato, are you only going to get half of the baked potato now? Or do you get the full baked potato? I don't know.
Well, we're just going to have to go investigate.
I'm telling you. Yeah, we're just going to have to investigate. Yep. Macrina says the small mashed potatoes and carrot were truly decoration on the plate. We both had sides. We ordered fries, mushrooms, and a full-size cheesecake. Yep. Again, they're testing it quietly, maybe not so quietly now, but it was instantly recognized that the offerings were less and the portion sizes were less. So let's see what happens. Roderick says, agreed on food waste. However, give me my grub, bub. I agree. I do understand that. And the ships now are pretty good about dealing with the food waste and what they do, and they end up, grinding it up and doing different things with it, and it actually feeds the fishes. It doesn't actually go to waste, but if you've paid for it, you've paid for it. It's paid for.
Yes.
It's not like it didn't get paid for and it's going to waste.
Yes.
You paid for it. And if you choose not to eat it, then you choose not to eat it. Anyway, Macrina says, no, the Horizon was a test ship. We asked them that night because they had a new menu. I mentioned that on the live. I don't remember that on the live. Maybe they reduced menu. I don't know. I apologize. We don't remember.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So there you go.
It could have been one of those comments that just didn't pop through, or did we talk about it?
Yeah, I don't know. We probably talked about it.
Sometimes the comments just don't pop through.
So just a couple more news stories, guys. The Utopia of the Seas has suffered a power failure. This seems
Somebody smuggled in a power cube.
right.
Just saying.
This seems to be an ongoing plague with Royal's big ships.
Yeah, it does.
Not just the Utopia, but many of their ships seem to have power issues. And so this one was a ship-wide power failure.
Oh, yikes.
And ultimately, the power came back on for most things fairly quickly. However, it took several hours, as it was reported, for the AC to come back on.
Oh, yikes.
And you are on a big metal ship, and that sucker, I guess, got pretty warm.
Well, we are in a metal box here, and
Yeah.
Things do heat up quickly
They
when you're
get
in
quick.
a metal box.
Yeah. So, they have suffered a power failure. So,
Oh, no.
Speaking of which, and I don't know if this is a power failure or not, but the Icon of the Seas has actually had to cancel a cruise, like that should be going on right now.
Oh, wow.
An unexpected maintenance issue has come up, unplanned. So they had to cancel the 7-day cruise that was supposed to leave on the 28th. It is a propulsion issue, I believe, because the cruise that left on the 21st, some of their itinerary was having to be changed, and it was reported that they should have been cruising at 22 knots, but they were only cruising at what was it, like 14 knots or something like that?
Gotcha.
15 to 17 knots instead of the 22 knots. So they're having some propulsion issues, which is partially related to power.
Very well could be.
For those of you who don't know, all the ships that are built these days, back in the day, the engines would power the shaft, which shaft goes to the propellers, and the propellers would move. These days, and it's been for many, many, many years now, the engines of the ships, actually all they do is generate powers. That's all it does. And it sends it to the generators. So the engines create the power goes to the generators, which create the electricity, and the electricity powers everything else, the engines and everything else on the ship.
Everything is electric.
And so with propulsion issues, it can be a combination of things, actual azopod problems, which, of course, they've been having issues with for a while, too, on a variety of their different ships. But it could also be a power transfer issue. Excuse me, but the Icon itself has had many power challenges through the past many months. So, yeah, so for those who were supposed to be on the Icon of the Seas on the 20th, only literally got a couple days' notice that their voyage was being canceled.
Oh, man. That hurts.
Yeah, it does. And there you have it. That is the news and for last week in the cruise industry and the weather for the upcoming week. So hopefully the weather isn't going to affect anybody that's going out on a cruise here in the next week that is here with us live. And to include the strike of the longshoremen. Again, hopefully they're going to keep their word. It's been reported that the strike won't affect the cruise industry. We'll see how that goes, and then take it from there. So let's get back to some of your comments and see what is going on with you guys. And there haven't been any future comments, so that's good. Love that.
All right. I guess we're caught up.
We are caught up. So without further ado, we need to talk about our group cruise.
Yes, we do.
We have a group cruise coming up.
Woohoo!
It's up there. 403 days, right? Here's a little teaser. If you didn't know about our group cruise, here it is.
Come join us November 8th, 2025.
There'll be meet and greets,
Parties,
pineapples.
ducks, and of course the live shows.
Don't miss our first ever group cruise. We'll see you on the horizon. There you go. If you didn't get a chance to write down the email, go ahead. There it is. It's just tallmanscruiseadventures@gmail.com. We always say this every week, so you know, we're not travel agents. We did not book this cruise to make money off you guys. We just want to hang out with the Tall Man Clan. So if you want to go on this group cruise with us, please send us an email. We will forward to you the email of our agent who's handling this for us. Her name is Kathy. We've been booking cruise with Kathy and Chris for a long time.
Many years.
Many years. And she will take care of us. But you do need to book into the group to be able to attend any of the group functions that we're going to be having, and we will be having a bunch. And so, again, November 8th, 2025 on the Carnival Horizon. Please, please, please come and join us. We're going to have a fantastic time, and we hope to meet you all live. So there you go. So there's our group cruise, right? And, of course, we also can't move on until we at least play some of our official, official theme song.
You drive me crazy like no one else. The final moment before I lose myself. And it's no use working 9 to 5 if you want more than to stay alive. So come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, so come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, the morning light. Oh, I just wanna be your Superman. Come fly with me, just take my hand. And now that we are cruising in mid-flight, you better watch out for the kryptonite. So come on over, we can make it through, make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do, just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night, we're dancing. We stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, so come on over, we can make it through, make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do, what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh.
There you go, everybody. The official theme song for Tall Man Cruise Adventures, The Morning Light. We love that, and we are so happy that you guys love it too. So let's see here. What else are people saying? Hopefully everybody's had a good week this week. Macrina says, by the way, that's Georgia on the bar in our little video, the little teaser. The cruise ship. Here. We're going to back up 1 second so Lisa sees this. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. Oh no! I clicked and it's gone. What the?
And look at the camera angle. What
Yeah,
happened?
it's because it's. Oh, good lord!
Are both of them moving now?
No. That it went to the computer
Gotcha. Okay,
camera.
I'm with you.
Sorry, and it's gone. I'm now going to have to find the video again because it's like gone.
Okay, well, you'll show it to me
I'll
later.
show it to you later. Yeah, Georgia is on the bar dancing in our little video clip.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So that's the cruise director.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Patricia says group cruise event Conga Line at 3 a.m. You got that right.
I was thinking Georgia the state. That's
No,
why I was so
Georgia the cruise
confused. I'm
director.
like, Georgia, what?
Georgia on my mind.
Okay, I'm with you now.
Yes, Patricia, can't wait to cruise with the people with my same cruise energy. I know we're going to have a blast, guys.
Oh, we are.
Speaking of which, everybody's dancing.
Yay.
Yeah, Mamie Radar is doing a little dance too. And Roderick says, thank you too. I love the theme song. It's the bomb.
Right? And that was so accidental.
It's not just a bomb, it's the... Oh, yeah, I just love that. Yeah. Georgia's headed to the Venezia to take Lee's spot, she believes. Okay.
Okay.
Stay up until the morning light. Yeah, exactly. We're going to conga line until the morning light. We are indeed. Karina wants to mention the theme song Blasting on the Horizon last week was fantastic. That's great.
Love it.
We will have to do that, yeah. But we're not going to do that at 3 a.m. as we're walking the passageways. That will not be good.
No.
Do not do that.
We'll get us all thrown in the brig.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, if we've not said this in a while, which I know we haven't, do us a huge favor. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, become part of the Tall Man Clan. It is free to you. It costs you absolutely nothing, and it really does help out the show. And Lisa and I would sincerely appreciate it.
Because Lord knows we need help.
Yeah, because two people gave us thumbs down. I wish we had a boo button. I don't have a boo button.
No boo
button? I need a boo button. I got crickets, but I don't have a boo button. Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. People are entitled to opinions.
Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's all good. I don't know what they didn't like, but that's all right. That's what. If you're gonna give us some thumbs down, leave a comment of why you don't like or what you don't like. Right? No.
Yeah, we'd love to know.
Yeah, we like to make improvements. Yep. Yeah, Patricia's like, yeah, we don't want to go to the Horizon jail. No, we don't. No brig for us. We're there to have fun, not get put in the brig. And conga lining with music blaring up and down passageways at 3 o'clock in the morning will put you in the brig. I am quite certain of it. And get us in a ton of trouble. So please don't do it. And she's like, group cruise, can't wait. Yeah, so for all you guys, again, send us an email. I know there were several people who recently asked, and I know Kathy hasn't sent us an email that y'all have booked yet, so, y'all haven't booked, so make sure you give Kathy a call and get on that group cruise with us. And we can't wait.
Yeah, love to meet you guys.
All right, so, again, for the next few weeks or so, we're still going to be having our shows on Monday. And so make sure that you set your calendar. Monday, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time is when we come live to you guys. We typically do it on Sundays, but just due to...
That sounds like a helicopter outside.
Yeah, I think we're getting invaded.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like, what is that? We're shaking a little bit. Macrina says, I put a TMC sticker on the plank. We've got TMC stickers.
We do.
We don't have any in here, do we?
No, I don't think so. Not out.
No.
We've got them in here, but not out.
Yeah, somewhere. I don't know where they are. We've got Tall Man Clan stickers. We've got Cruise Adventure stickers. Of course, it's backwards. We're going to have some shirts made that, because, we have stickers that look like this, except they're facing the right way. I have the cameras mirrored. Nobody's ever asked us that before, but we do have some friends that have commented not online. What's up with the backwards stuff? Well, I have the cameras mirrored, so if you want to see this is obviously what it should look like, right? And so we're right. But since I'm controlling everything, I'm sitting over here. And for me to control everything, and it messes me up when I'm seeing myself on the right-hand side of the screen. So we have the ability to mirror the camera. And so since I'm having to control everything, I'm at least sitting right in front where it works for me. But that means everything's in reverse. So we may just actually have shirts made that are in reverse, so y'all at least see the writing the right way.
Yeah, we're talking about doing that.
Yeah.
So at least yeah.
Yep. And by the way, Macrina says she's putting that sticker on the plank for Antonio.
Oh.
Should we put an arrow? Walk this way, Antonio. There you go. And Patricia says, rather a TMC sticker on my door than a pineapple. Be careful with the pineapples, people.
Yes.
Be careful with the pineapples.
Yes.
We love pineapples, but the ones that... In fact, we have one growing outside right now.
We do. We have a pineapple plant right outside our door.
Yep. It's probably doing very well at 115 degrees, but anyway.
I gotta water that thing daily.
So we hope in the next couple, 2-3 weeks to figure out what we're doing for our next cruise. It'll be sometime in November, December. I don't know if it's going to be 1. I don't know if it's going to be 2. I don't know if it's going to be 3. Probably not 3. But we're going to get out there and do something. We just don't know what yet. And so we're working on that. We will make the announcement as soon as we can. And maybe we don't make an announcement and just shock you guys and just go ahead and have some fun and get out there and just all of a sudden, hey, we're on a ship. I don't know, but that is coming. Okay. Ashley says, I still haven't decided if I'm going to stay solo on the group cruise and just hang with TMC or ask a friend to join me. Either way, Ashley, give Kathy as a call or send her an email because I think it's just a $50 deposit.
Is it still just 50?
Yeah, just give her a call because I think you can always add a passenger later and you can work out because final payment isn't due for like a year. So you can still work that out all later. So anyway, no matter solo or not, we're all friends. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Patricia says mom and dad are going to take off again. Mom and dad are going to take off again. Yeah, of course we are going to take off again. We got to go on a cruise. I'm tired of seeing the land.
I know.
No, we're born to be on the water.
And thanks to you guys
Born to be on the water.
Thanks to you guys for all the thumbs
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Appreciate that. Just saw another one come through. Thank you.
There you go. So, I'm not sure we have anything else to cover tonight. We've pretty much covered it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a ton of news.
I was just so excited for Villa V. The Odyssey finally got going.
Hazel's still with us. Yeah, it was the helicopter, right? Did y'all's things shake too? I mean, we were literally shaking over here. We're like, holy crap. They're landing on top of us.
It felt like it,
It
didn't
did. Yeah. Hazel's just that way. Hi, Hazel. We're looking at you.
Kind of, sort of. Through a wall, but yeah, we're kind of looking at you.
Yeah, the helicopter has a spotlight on us, she says.
Oh, jeez.
Who are these two morons in there broadcasting live? Anyway, yep. So, anyway. If you guys can get over here in 5 minutes, I'll give you 5 minutes to come over here, and we'll introduce you to everybody. Just come on over and knock on the door. 5 minutes. You can make it in 5 minutes. You can make it in 5 minutes. I promise. Come on, y'all. Anyway, Hazel, our new friend. And Patricia's like, welcome, Hazel.
Right?
Hazel's thinking of starting her own YouTube channel.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it'll be about, but we've been talking to Hazel about YouTube a little bit. So.
I talked with her a little bit, and it will probably be, well, I better not say
Yeah, we'll let
anything.
her talk
We'll
about
let
it.
her talk about it.
Anyway, yes, to your point, we are so happy to see Villa V finally out there.
Yeah.
Villa V, Villa V, Villa V.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, one day, maybe us, we'll get on something like that.
Yeah, we've talked about that many times, and that would be something we would love to try out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the first thing that I would rather do, and I think we talked about this one other show, is go video the construction of a cruise ship.
Yes.
In detail, not like, just little snippets. I mean, like daily.
Yeah.
Here's
so
what happened
any-
today. We cut this much steel.
So if any of you bigwigs out there that can get us over to view construction,
Yeah.
we're ready.
We'll move over to wherever and
Heck yeah.
get a place close. And
Yeah.
and I know why it hasn't been done before, because it will be for some people it'll be boring. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? Because it takes years to build a ship.
It does.
And for the first bit of time, it's cutting steel, right? I mean, because they got a lot of steel to cut. But for a ton of people, I think that would be very exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, they're driving.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I'm gonna Lisa go.
Okay.
Yep. She's gonna go. Just greet them at the door. They know where they're coming. They were over here earlier, but still. Okay. Hazel's coming. We're gonna have a special guest, everybody. This is what we do. But anyway, yeah. So, but we just think, like our cruise deck tours. Nobody does them like we do, and we do them for a reason. And we've had some friends of ours like, man, watching them walk around those passenger cabin decks, man, it's just boring. Why do you do them? Interestingly enough, go look at all the comments. That is why we do them. It might be boring to some people, but for others, it is extremely helpful. There's a lot of people that have mobility challenges, a lot of people that have sleeping challenges and want to make sure that their cabin isn't next to a crew door. And there's no way to tell on cruise ship maps where those crew doors are. And a lot of times it's deceiving exactly how far a cabin might be from an entryway to the stairs or elevators. So we do these walks around the passenger crew decks, which can be boring, like I said, for some, but a lot of people love. Like I said, go look at the comments, right? And so that's why we do that. And I feel the same way about the construction of a ship. I love watching stuff be built anyway. And so to like really show the whole process of from beginning all the way to the end, not just in little cliff notes. I hear rain check. I hear rain check. I guess that means they're not coming. Lisa, they're not coming. I heard they just typed in rain check. It says we're driving, but they're not driving. It says rain check. Sorry. She was outside, so Lisa's coming back. Okay, Hazel, next time. So I guess we're not gonna have a special guest tonight. So there we go. Back to Lisa. So yeah, we just think it'll be fantastic, and to be able to show the whole process. But we'll see. That's a several year commitment for us, right? being
Yes.
somewhere overseas, and for that several years, we may or may not be able to take a cruise, because if we take a cruise, we're going to miss something.
That is very
And
true.
I don't want to miss anything. I want to be there the entire time, right? So anyway, need a rain check. We're driving from downtown. Oh. Okay.
That kind of driving.
Yeah. I thought they're actually watching while they're out. So anyway, okay, awesome. All right, y'all. Well, we appreciate y'all being here. We've been with you guys for a bit tonight, and so we don't want to just hang out here and chit chat. If you like us to hang out and chit chat, leave a comment. We'll stay and hang out and chit chat with you. But it seems as though we've covered all the news that we wanted to cover, and so hanging out just to hang out, well, we're fine with that sometimes too. But I think it'd probably be best if we call it quits and pick this up next week.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a great idea.
All right, so we want to thank everybody again for all the thumbs up,
Love you guys.
and we'll even thank the 2 people who gave us thumbs down. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We really do. Your opinions, one way or the other, are always appreciated.
Absolutely.
So until we see you next week, everybody, be safe.